If you need to navigate to the bottom of the Zoom room to the globe icon to select your language preference, you will hear translations in your chosen language. We will begin with Chinese media questions.
I'm not sure we can talk to one in zone like that.
Oh, what's it?
We can, they can hear us all the time. Just and wait for questions.
Just don't make weird jokes.
Question for impact.
好的，第一个问题，想问一下我们的教练，认为 T1在哪些方面，或者是哪位选手给到队友的压力最大？可以预测一下明一天 RNG 和 T1 比赛的比分吗？
The first question is over to Dylan. So in today's best of 5, in what aspects or which player from T1 does T1 put the most pressure on G2? And could you make a prediction about the tomorrow's score?
I think that in draft, at least, like from my perspective, I think they had a lot of very good plans and put a lot of pressure in the mid jungle positions. For example, in the first game, we had the Galio, but they had the Tristana counterpick prepared, which is something that like wasn't there yesterday. And I think they had not as really good answers as they did in the Rumble stage. So I think that was definitely where I felt as a coach, the pressure. I think T1 are the favorites for tomorrow, but I do think obviously like they went 1-1 in Rumble stage, so either team could win. I think that T1 has been so far ahead in so almost all of their games they played so far, and that with their draft looking a little better today and them looking a bit better closing out the games, I think they're a bit advantaged.
You want to talk about counterpick Galio, Caps?
Without starting any question?
No. No fun allowed.
下一个问题想问一下 Tagmas，这是你第一次参加国际比赛，你觉得自己从这个比赛中学到什么，以及觉得自己有哪些地方需要改进呢？
This question is over to Tagmars. This is your first international tournament. So what's the biggest takeaway or the biggest thing you have learned through this journey? And which part do you think you can still make some improvements on?
I think for me the biggest takeover, the biggest difference from playing international tournament and playing in EU is just the supports are way better. Like playing against players like Karya and Mink is like not even comparable. I think to play against the EU supports, they just play every champ in the game basically. It's always hard drafting against them because it feels like they always have an answer. In lane, it feels like every matchup is just losing, which like we're not used to. Right in EU, they just play like almost every matchup to perfection. It feels like really hard to get advantage against them. It feels like they're just miles ahead on some champs. For me, the biggest takeaway is to just practice more, I guess. I felt like I was not at my best level in the games, especially today. I feel like I could do so much more, especially on champs that I'm really used to play. For example, Pike, I feel like I could do more in the game, and I was not really happy with how I played. So yeah, for me, a takeaway is better practice, more practice to become like them, hopefully.
我下一个问题想问一下 Flackit，我们知道霞是胡马游戏非常拿手的一个英雄，为什么今天在 BP 的时候没有去办这个英雄，也没有抢这个英雄？
So this question is over to Flackid. We know Zaya is a signature pick to Kumayushi. So in the band pick phase, why did you guys just open this champion to him?
I mean, yeah, I think Shaya and Phyllis were like the best blinds for draft. I mean, for drafting. I mean, I think we had like really good ideas against Shaya, and in scrims were working. On stage it didn't work that well. But yeah, I think I'm really happy with all the drafts planned we had against Shaya. I think the Aphelios is really good lane against Shaya, and I think MF as well can be really good against Shaya. But I think I mean, of course, they perform better than us. T1's bot lane. And I guess Shaya is better after laning phase. So if she can survive laning phase against Aphelios, then she's gonna have a really nice game. With the Aphelios, he really needs to win lane, especially against the champions that have been playing in different roles. And yeah, I think that's it.
下一个问题想问一下 Caps，这届 MSI 你觉得最大收获是什么？尽管这届 MSI 你觉得队伍还存在哪些不足呢？
This question is over to Caps. So what's your biggest takeaway from this MSI? And after this MSI, which part do you think the whole team can still make some improvements on?
I think there's a lot of takeaways from this time, this MSI. I think playing against really insane players, you always can learn a bunch from. I think for us like a team, we probably have to clean up like our early games a bit. I think a lot of the games we fell quite far behind very fast, and it was a bit hard to make a comeback then. Even sometimes we managed to do so, like against T1, the first game against them. But I think if we had maybe some closer early games, we could have showed some of the things we showed in Europe in the later parts of the game. So I think just looking out for those. And if we prove that, then we'll hopefully see a different G2 for Worlds.
好的，最后一个中文问题，想问一下 Yankos，你这次在韩国也就是出去玩了一下，然后也有直播，觉得釜山哪里最好玩？有没有就是在这次整个 MSI 或者是说这场旅程当中感受到的印象最深刻的事情？
This question is over to Yankos. This time, as MSI is held in Busan in South Korea, and I think maybe you guys have some time to go out to see the very beautiful sceneries in Busan and also make the live stream there. So, what the most impressive moment about Busan, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we also get an extra day right now to do things in Busan, right? I think that the city is quite beautiful. It's like at the seaside, right? Of course, and I think the food is quite good, and I think the scenery is nice as well. My favorite part though about Busan was playing MSI, but I suppose I don't really get to play tomorrow, so that sucks. We came here for like a tournament, so we focus mostly on MSI, and of course now it feels very, very bad that we dropped out in such a dominant fashion from T1, but at the same time, I'm really glad that we got to come here and we got to use this time to grow more as a team, and I'm sure that it will benefit us quite a lot for Summer Split and Worlds.
네, 다음은 한국 매체 질문 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 우선 포머스 김영근 기자님 질문 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 저는 감독님과 양코스 선수께 질문 드리겠습니다. 질문 내용은 같습니다. 이번 대회를 통해서 조금 더 이제 팀의 발전을 위해서 갖게 된 비전이라든지 그런 부분에 대해서 소개를 해주시면 감사드리겠습니다.
This question was over to Coach and Yankos. Was there anything you guys learned throughout this tournament in order to any new vision for the team to grow as a team together?
I learned at least a lot of the time in Europe, we could get away with drafting and preparing strategies that lost a bit harder early than we can get away with here. I think that's definitely was a big one. I think that weak lanes are punished really, really well by teams like T1, like the very, very best teams. And even in the group stage, some of the games we played comps that I feel like scale very, very well and we would get away with, but we just like could not the same. So I think that's something I learned.
Yeah, I mean, like Dylan mentioned, I think definitely there was a lot of scaling plays from our side that was being punished by better teams. I also think that the preparation overall for the tournament itself could have been better. And I think that our early game plans worked a lot in Europe. Even when we had weaker team compositions in the early game, we could get away with it. I feel like here against the better team like T1, we had to adapt a lot and we would get punished way, way more, right? So I think maybe we have to change the way we think about the early game or how we approach games in Europe, where we were getting away with way too much.
네, 다음 질문은 쿠키뉴스 강한결 기자님께서 캡스 선수께 하는 질문입니다. 한국의 G2를 좋아하는 팬들이 굉장히 많습니다. 두 선수는 2018년 이후 4년 만에 다시 한국 LOL e스포츠 팬들과 만났는데 부산에서 대회를 마무리한 소감이 궁금합니다.
This question is over to Caps. There are so many G2 fans in Korea, and it's been 4 years since the Korean LOL sports fans were able to meet you guys. So how was the whole journey here at MSI in Busan?
So I'm really happy to be back at MSI and especially in Korea. I was actually surprised about how many fans we have in Korea. When we went to get food and stuff, there was always people meeting us, greeting us, wishing us the best of luck. So I'm very thankful for that. There were even some fans giving us some snacks and other gifts, which was really nice. And I want to say thank you to all the fans for supporting us and cheering us on even now. So thank you guys.
네, 다음 질문입니다. 다음 질문은 네, 캡스 선수에게 드린 질문이고 경향게임스 박준수 기자님 질문입니다. 오늘 경기에서 가장 아쉬웠던 순간이 있다면 어느 순간이었을까요?
This question was over to Caps. What was the most disappointing moment in today's series?
I mean, I guess all the games came with some disappointment. I think probably for me the most disappointing was the second game when we were actually like in a kind of good position, and then we went to check Nash and I got one shot. I think if I didn't die there, maybe I mean it was for sure the best chance we had in the series at least. So maybe if we win that one, it goes different. So I think that moment was probably the most disappointing.
네, 한국 마지막 질문입니다. 스포츠 AI 김건혁 기자님 질문이고 브로큰 블레이드 선수님 질문입니다. 작년 샬케에 계실 때 G2를 상대로 펜타킬을 따냈던 장면이 감명 깊었는데 올해는 직접 G2에 탑이 되어 스프링 시즌과 MSI를 보내셨습니다. 유럽 최고 명문팀에서 한 시즌을 보내신 소감이 궁금합니다.
This question was over to BB. So last year we saw you getting a penta against G2, which was really impressive. And this year you are playing with G2, starting from the spring split and also the entire MSI. So how was your experience playing on the best European team?
It's definitely been a really, really good split, I would say, even though we had kind of more disappointing MSI. I mean, I think everybody in G2, not only the players, but also the whole organization is just exists to win. And I think for myself, I'm a kind of player that wants to work with these kind of people, and I have it here. And I'm very happy and grateful for that. And I'm very excited for the future.
All right, we will now take questions from English-speaking media. Media, please use the Zoom hand raise feature and I will call on you, or feel free to type your question in chat and I will read it out loud. The first question comes from correspondent. Question for Dylan. Coach, when I asked Broken Blade in the last scrum what it took to get G2 back on track, he just said you need to get back on track. So in your opinion, have you managed to recover this rhythm at all?
Don't quite understand the question, but I think that we obviously weren't able to kind of recover from Rumble stage in time for facing such a strong team like T1. Although I do think we came in with like not as bad plans as we did maybe during our loss streak for Rumble, but we didn't. So I guess now focus is just getting back on track for the summer split.
Question from Ashley King at Horizon. A question over to Roman and Dylan. G2, like any team, would experience significant growth by going through an international tournament. How would you describe the difference between G2 before MSI and the G2 after MSI? What is one thing you are most proud about G2 right now?
You can go first, Roman.
Our team environment, and our capacity to, always bounce back, always be happy, be honest between one another. I think we had a great tournament. We met the best team in the world. We won some, we lost more, and a lot of really, really good learnings before coming back to Europe. Where we are a really good team. We need to be even better. We need to improve everything, every process we have, the way we train, the way we see the game, the way we learn, the way we practice, the way we talk to one another. It's an excellent reality check. A bit painful, I'm not gonna lie, but excellent reality check. I'm really proud of the boy. Good run. Sad run right now, but tomorrow we draw the list and we see what we keep and we go back home,
For me, I won't say too much more because I kind of agree with Romain. I think our ability to adapt and solve issues and talk to each other has been like a huge benefit here and allows us to learn a lot.
From Cultura Geek, over to Caps and Yankos. Already out of MSI, now you're waiting for Worlds. Do you think you will take a vacation these 2 weeks before coming back to the LEC, or you will stay in practice and boot camp with the team? Also, over to Flackett, are you going to have more nightmares about Renata or Romain tonight?
Just before you guys answer, because I know we have some cameras on us, BB and Flackhead are not making fun of anyone, because it can look like this because they are laughing a lot. They just have a really strong relationship between one another. And if one starts to laugh, the other one is going to follow up instantly. So I apologize on behalf of my two players. They're just really, really happy naturally, and they are not making fun of anyone. Sorry, you can go back to the question.
You want to go first?
We are gonna take about, I think, 10 days off, around 13 maybe 13, I think, to be exact. I think we are going to go back to Europe, or at least most of us, on Monday. Then we will have some time to spend with our friends and family, after which we will come back and start practicing for summer split and Worlds.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, wait, I go?
Will you have more nightmares about
No, but
Romania or
okay,
Renata?
sorry. I thought Gabs was gonna answer, but okay. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have more nightmares with Renata or Romain. I think both scare me a lot, and both are really dangerous. No, I'm joking. I think Kerry Renata, actually, it was a bit painful today to lane against. He's a bit good with the champion. I mean, he's okay. So I almost say the F word.
Nice.
He's really, really good on Renata. But yeah, if I have to say either Romain or Renata, I would say Renata.
Final question, MGG Leo.
Hello guys, so my question would be for Targamas. But first I want to send some love from friends to Targamas and Romain. Il y a R, Targou, il y a R. So before starting the split, you told me that it was like a dream to play MSI. So now that you experienced the tournament, speaking of the levels, the atmospheres, and the whole experience, are you happy about that? And now that you tasted your dream, are you even more eager to play at Worlds this year?
I mean, I didn't really accomplish my dream. My dream would be to win MSI and to win more Worlds, both. But MSI is not doable anymore, right? I mean, not for this year. But yeah, I'm really I'm really happy to have played this tournament, to have spent this month in Korea together with my team. It's a really unique experience. It's not something that you get to live a lot of time in your life, in your career. So I will really cherish those moments that I had with my team and that I had playing the international teams. And yeah, I'm just really excited to play the LEC Summer Split again. It's gonna be really fun with the new patch and everything, and all the stuff that we learned at MSI. And if we can make it to Worlds, then I will be very hyped as well. I've never played Worlds before, and even if MSI is like a big tournament, right? Worlds is always something 10 times bigger. It's like historic when you talk about League of Legends esports. It's like Worlds is the biggest tournament, if not, and even in all esports. So many people watch this, so many people support the teams, and yeah, I just hope we can make it there. And if we make it there, I just hope we can make it a good run. As I said, there's a lot that we learned at MSI, and if we are to meet the Asian teams again at Worlds, I just hope we will beat them next time.
Okay, everyone, that's all the time we have today for G2. G2, thank you for your time and for answering our questions, and media, of course, thank you for your questions as well. The match between T1 and RNG will begin at 5 p.m. KST tomorrow, Sunday. So make sure to tune in on lolesports.com. Thanks, everyone.